Hello everyone and welcome to Life Begins at 20. My name is Mark and today we have episode 11 of Booster Pack Friday. We will be returning this week to Kaladesh to see what pick 1 would be from this pack as if it was a draft, plus see if there's any nice cube cards in here as well. Before I open the pack, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to all of my viewers, old and new, for supporting this channel. It's grown far larger than I could ever have hoped for. I'm really proud of how far it's come, and with your help it can go even further. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Now, let's get stuck into the pack and see what we get inside. First up, we've got High Tide Hermit. So for 4 and a blue, we've got a defender that's 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, get 4 energy counters. You can pay 2. High Tide Hermit can attack this turn as if it don't have defender. To be honest, getting 4 energy, fine, something quite useful, but maybe in limited later on in the game, if you've got nothing better as a late pick, fine, but as a first pick, it's not good at all. Next, we've got Fortuitous Find. So for 2 and a black, you can choose one or both. Either return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand, or return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you can swing in for both of these, it's fantastic. Absolutely great. Not necessarily going to be a first pick, but it's something very useful you could have, especially in a black deck. Definitely useful. Propeller Pioneer is next. So for 3 and a white, we've got a 2/1 flying that's got Fabricate 1. Versatile cards, you can have the 2/1 flyer along with a 1/1 servo, or you can have it as a 3/2 flyer. Pretty decent card there, depending on what the board state's like, you got a choice, so I like cards that can do that. Next we've got Dramatic Reversal, so for 1 and blue, untap all non-land permanents you control. It's a pretty useful card. I mean, you could literally swing in on your turn. At the end of your turn you can untap all of them, so that means you've got defenders then for your next turn. Live Fast is next, so for 2 and a black, you get to draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and get 2 energy counters. I'm quite happy to draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. The 2 energy is a bonus. You may be able to find a use for this either with Aether Hub if you've got that as a land, or some other energy mechanics in your deck, so fairly useful card there. Built to Last is next, so for 1, target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. If it's an artifact, it also gains Indestructible. Nice little combat trick, or it's a way of saving your creature if need be from a nasty spell. Nice that. Next we've got Prophetic Prism, so for 2 we've got an artifact when it enters the battlefield, draw a card, very useful. You can pay 1 to add any mana of any colour, so it's a nice mana fixer as well. I'm quite happy with this card's fantastic. I absolutely do like this card. Great. Not necessarily a first pick, but I might second or third pick it if I'm going to plan on splitting my colours up. Next we've got Spireside Infiltrator, so for 2 and a red we've got a 3/2. Whenever it becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Pretty useful, especially if you're going to go for a red aggro deck there. I don't know how well they're doing in limited these days, but to be perfectly honest, he's great anyway. If you could just swing in, he'll always do some damage. You may be able to get into extra 3 as well. Nice there. Next we've got Commencement of Festivities, so for 1 and a green you get to prevent all combat damage that we dealt to players this turn. Nice little fog mechanic there. It's not quite as cheap as fog, but at least it'll stop anything happening to you. Next we've got Chandra's Pyrohelix, so for 1 and a red you get to deal 2 damage divided as you choose among 2 target creatures and or players. So pay 2 to do 2 damage to a player, I'm quite happy with that. You could kill off 2 1/1s, especially servos that are blocking you, chump blocking you, and then you could swing in. Decent card there. Next up we've got Furious Reprisal, so for 3 and a red it deals 2 damage to each of 2 target creatures and or players. So either you can get rid of 2 of their cheap creatures quite quickly, or you can get rid of 1 of their blockers, deal 2 damage to the player as well, and then swing in for more damage. Like a bit of removal. Fairgrounds Trumpeter is next, so for 2 and a green, you've got at the beginning of each end step, if +1/+1 counter is placed on a permanent under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on this as well. There are quite a lot of cards in green that are able to give +1/+1 counters out, especially when they enter the battlefield. There's also one of the modules that also does that whenever you gain energy, so if he's on the battlefield, he's going to be able to grow your army quite quickly. He's going to get quite big very quickly as well. Whirl of Virtuosos next. So for 1, a blue and a red, we've got a 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy counters. You can pay 3 to create a Thopter. There are ways in which you could create loads of Thopters. Panharmonicon with this means at least you're going to get 2 Thopters instead of 1. There are other ways of creating more energy when creatures go into the battlefield as well. Pretty strong card there. And for our rare, we've got Lathu Hellion. So for 2 and a red, we've got a 4/4 with haste. So it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice it unless you pay 2. So if you can keep it on the battlefield later on, it's great. Not necessarily a bomb, but you're going to be able to swing it for 4 straight away. You might have it for 2 turns. Pretty useful card. Not necessarily amazing, but it's still pretty decent. They're planes and a servo. My top pick for this pack has to be Furious Reprisal, although I was really debating taking Lathu Hellion, but you'd need to build aggressive to back it up. You're more likely to pick up a 2/1 with this card. Worst case scenario, it's throwing 2 damage at an opponent if there is no second creature. This is a versatile and useful piece of removal. Overall, not the most exciting pack we could have opened. Prophetic Prism is currently being tested out in my cube, so that is certainly one I think may be able to keep its home as a mana rock with an upside. Let me know in the comment section below what your first pick would have been. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as it's really helping the channel to grow. In the next video, we'll be continuing with my new series, MTG Cubed, where I'll be talking about why I built a cube, useful resources for building one, along with tips and tricks I found while building mine. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.